Eala returns to action, faces Turkish foe at start of Abu Dhabi Open. Manila, Philippines. Alex Eala resumes her campaign in the WTA Tour against Turkey's Zeynep Sönmez in round 1 of the stacked WTA 500 Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open starting Monday at the Zayed Sports City International Center. It will be the third duel between two good pals, with the 20-year-old Filipina holding a 2-0 head-to-head advantage after wins in the 2023 W60 Nantes in France and the 2025 Eastbourne Open in England. Eala, WTA number 49, plunges into action with an all-time high morale after bringing the first-ever WTA tournament at home, the WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open, where she reached the quarterfinals after a 6-4 defeat to eventual champion Camila Osorio of Colombia, WTA number 84. Game time is still to be determined after the ongoing qualifiers, but hopes are high for Eala to go deep in the rich Middle East city despite going up against a stacked squad led by reigning champion, number 1 seed and WTA number 10 Belinda Bencic of Switzerland. Also in the fray are world number 11 Ekaterina Alexandrova of Russia, number 2 seed, number 14 Clara Tauson of Denmark, number 3 seed, and number 15 Emma Navarro of the United States, number 4 seed. Tauson is a familiar foe whom Eala beat in the round 1 of the US Open, 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 13-11, to become the first Filipina winner in any Grand Slam main draw. Former Grand Slam champion Jelena Ostapenko of Latvia, number 24, whom Eala drubbed in the 2025 Miami Open that ignited her entry to the top 100 and later on top 50 as the first Filipina to do so, is also among the top seeds along with number 18 Ludmila Samsonova of Russia, Filipina-Canadian Leylah Fernandez, number 23, and Paula Badosa, number 26, of Spain. "Practice day," said the weary Eala, who wasted no time refining her bearings upon landing in the bustling city. She left Manila on Friday night. Eala will also strut her stuff in the doubles, teaming up with Southeast Asian pal Janice Chen of Indonesia, WTA number 59. The 23-year-old Chen beat her junior rival Eala, 6-4, 6-1, in the WTA 250 Sao Paulo Open quarterfinals last year, but they are now joining forces for seed tennis against Fernandez, doubles number 68, and Kristina Mladenovic of France, doubles number 49. Leading to Abu Dhabi, Eala is having a roaring start to her 2026 season so far following a semifinal finish at the ASB Classic in Auckland, an exhibition championship in the Kooyong Classic in Melbourne, and a last 8 stint in Manila. Eala also came off a historic main draw debut in the Australian Open, the first Pinoy to do so as well, albeit she bowed to WTA number 99 Alicia Parks, the fastest serve in women's tennis history, 6-0, 3-6, 2-6 in round 1. In Abu Dhabi, where the hard courts sit under a sun that feels both welcoming and unforgiving, Alexandra Eala walks back into competition with a quiet fire. There's no grand announcement, no dramatic flourish, just the steady rhythm of a player returning to the place where belief is tested point by point. The Abu Dhabi Open marks another chapter in Eala's young but already textured journey, and waiting for her at the opening turn is a Turkish opponent hungry for the same thing: momentum, relevance, a reason to stay on court a little longer. For Eala, this return is about more than a first-round match. It's about recalibration. After time away, whether shaped by injury, scheduling, or the natural pauses that come with growth, players often talk about feeling the ball again. That phrase sounds simple, almost casual, but it carries weight. It means trusting your legs to get there, trusting your mind not to rush, trusting that the thousands of unseen hours still live somewhere in your muscle memory. As Eala steps onto the court in Abu Dhabi, racket in hand, she's not just facing an opponent across the net. She's meeting herself where she is now, not where she was last season. The Abu Dhabi Open is an unforgiving place to ask gentle questions. The courts are quick, the conditions sharp. The ball travels fast, and indecision is punished instantly. But that's also why it's the perfect stage for a return. There's no hiding here. If your timing is off, the court will tell you. If your instincts are right, it will reward you just as clearly. Across the net stands a Turkish foe, gritty, disciplined, and unafraid of long rallies. Turkish tennis has developed a reputation for fighters who thrive on patience and counterpunching, players who turn matches into endurance tests. It's the kind of opponent who asks uncomfortable questions early. Are you ready to defend one more ball? Can you finish when the opening is small? Will you stay calm when the rally stretches past what you planned? For Eala, those questions arrive at a moment that matters. She has long been seen as a symbol of possibility, a player carrying not just her own ambitions, but the hopes of a tennis-loving nation eager to see its future reflected on the biggest stages. That kind of expectation can feel heavy, especially early in a career. But what's changed, quietly, is how Eala carries it. There's more patience now. More understanding that progress isn't always loud or linear. Sometimes it looks like showing up, again, and doing the work in plain sight. The opening games of the match will likely tell the story. Eala's lefty serve, wide on the ad court, could be a key, pulling her opponent off the court, creating space for the next shot. Her forehand, when struck with conviction, has the kind of shape that pushes opponents back, buying her time to step inside the baseline. But equally important will be her defense, her willingness to absorb pace and reset rallies when the Turkish player inevitably digs in. There's a particular tension in first rounds after a break. Every missed shot feels louder. Every winner feels like a small exhale. The crowd in Abu Dhabi, international, curious, attentive, will sense it. They'll see the brief glances toward the player box, the extra bounce of the ball before serve, the way shoulders loosen after a long rally finally goes away. What makes this matchup compelling isn't just the contrast in styles, it's the shared urgency. Both players know the draw doesn't get easier. Both know that early wins can unlock confidence that carries through an entire tournament swing. And both know that, at this level, hesitation is the fastest way out. If Eala can impose her rhythm early, mixing depth with variety, refusing to let the match settle into a single pattern, she can turn the contest into a statement of intent. Not a declaration shouted from the rooftops, but a clear signal. She's back, she's learning, and she's ready to compete on her own terms. Still, tennis rarely follows scripts. There may be moments when the Turkish opponent finds her range, redirecting pace, stretching Eala side to side. There may be games where Eala has to save break points with nerve alone, trusting her swing when the margin feels thin. Those moments, more than the final scoreline, are what define returns. They show whether the time away added something, clarity, hunger, resilience, or merely passed. As the match unfolds, the desert light will shift, shadows creeping across the court. Sweat will darken the grips. Shoes will scuff the baseline into familiar patterns. And in those small, human details, the larger story will take shape. Win or lose, this opening match at the Abu Dhabi Open is a checkpoint. A reminder that careers aren't built in headlines, but in mornings.